Prestige School of Music. I am Magdalene Wanjiko. I'll be taking you through the online keyboard beginner lessons. And so, as we start, as you know, the keyboard is a set of 2 black notes and 5 black notes with white notes repeated. So this is how we draw the keyboard, if you don't know how it looks like. And then since we have the black notes on the top, we shade them to distinguish them from the white notes. So this is how our keyboard looks. And since everything is named, also our notes or our keys are also named. We name them using the alphabet, like A to Z, but not literally, it's just A to letter G. But in our keyboard, you don't start on letter A, we start on letter C, because any note before 2 black notes is always C. And a note between 2 black notes is D. A note after 2 black notes is E. And then the following white note after E is F. The notes, then F, G, and then A. When you reach at A after 3 black notes, we find B. So, and then we continue with our sequence. So this is how we name the white notes. And the black notes, we name them using accidentals. The accidentals are the signs which show you either you're raising a note by a semitone or lowering it a semitone. So by accidentals, we mean by we have this. Many people know it as hashtag, but it is, in musical term, it's a sharp. This is used to raise a note a semitone higher, and semitone is a half. And we have another accidental, it looks like a B. It's known as a flat. It's used to lower a note a semitone lower, or yes, a half note lower. And another one is called natural, but we are not going to use it. You only use it when you're reading your music from a score, which shows that you have restored the notes. So by a semitone higher, from one note to another is always a half note. So since C, going to this note, since it's a note, you go a semitone higher. By a semitone higher, we use sharp, so it's called C sharp. And then we go a semitone again higher, it's called D. Semitone higher, it's called D sharp. And then semitone higher again, it's E. Semitone higher, it's E to F. So since there is no black note here, since from one note to another, it's a half note, then E to F, it's another half. F to the black notes, it's a half note higher, so it's F sharp. G, you go to G sharp. So that's how you'll name it going forward. So it's A, A sharp, B, C, no black note in between. So from B to C, it's just a half. And then sequence again, C to C sharp, D to D sharp, E, F, just a half, no black note in between, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp. Oh, and another thing, now going behind, I said lowering a note a half, it's flat. So where do you use a flat? So we move backwards. So from B to this A sharp, we'll name it another name. So it will be called B flat. Since we have lowered the note B a semitone lower. And that occurs to all the other notes. So from A going behind it's A flat. Then G going behind it's G flat. F and E, there's no black note, so that's just a half. You've just lowered F by a half, so it's called E. And then E to D, it's called E flat. D, D flat. C, B, no black note, so it's also a lower. Then we go back again, B flat, A flat, G flat, E flat, and then D flat. So as you can see, this black note after C, it's called C sharp or D flat. So this, it has a different name, but on the same key. So this is called enharmonic notes. Enharmonic. Meaning they are named differently, but when they are played, they sound the same thing. Like you can be shown. Yes. Another thing, since you would be playing, you've had things like the musical scale, which is do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. From the keyboard, they are called major scales. But when it comes to scale, we have different types of scales, but we'll be measuring on the major scale for now. So the major scale, for example, it has a sequence, and that sequence is 0, 1, 1, half, 1, 1, 1, half. And what do I mean by that? If I remove from C to C, the simplest of major scale that doesn't involve any black note when you're playing. So we'll just extract it from our piano here and just put it down. It's C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and C. So by meaning with this pattern, any major scale has this pattern is, when you move from C to D, it's from, we have said when you're moving from one note to another, it's a half. So between C and D, there is a note here called C sharp. And so from C to C sharp, that's a half. That's a half. And then from C sharp to D, that's another half. If we add it, we get a whole note. And that whole note is what I'm referring it as 1. So you put 1 there. And then from D to E, there is another note there called D sharp. So when you move from D to D sharp, it's a half. From D sharp to E, it's another half. If you put them together, you get 1. So that's another 1. And then from E to F, there is no any key in between. So from E to F, that's a half. Then from F to G, we have a note in between, which is F sharp. So those are 2 half notes, which means it's another 1. G to A, there is a G sharp in between, so a half plus another half, it's 1. A to B, there is A sharp in between, so if you put together a half and a half, it's another whole note. And then B and C, there is no black note in between, so that's a half on its own. So by 0, it means the C itself. So that's when you get our pattern: 1, 0, 1, 1, half, 1, 1, 1, a half, all tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone, depending on how you want it. So I can give you another example of another key. That's D. So we take D, E, F, G, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, and then D, the upper D. So when you move from, and we have said all scales must be the same, so we just extract and go with the pattern. So it's from D to E, there's a black note in between, so that means that is 1. But from E to F, there is no black note, so that means it's a half. But we want it to be like the pattern, 1, 1, and this is a half. So what do? We said from one note to another, it's a half. And we use accidentals to raise or lower notes. So we need to raise this note that it's ahead of E to have another half, so that we can have 1. So what we do is we raise F, and we raise by a half using the accidental sharp, so we get F sharp. So from E to F, it's a half. F to F sharp, it's another half, so you get your 1. Then from F sharp to G, that's a half, so that goes on. And then from G to A, there's a black note in between, so that means that's 1. A to B, there's A sharp, so that's 1. B to C, it's a half. So you get another problem in between. You need to have 3 whole notes before they're half. So it's 1, 1, we need here a half. So we raise the note C to C sharp, so that you can have from B to C, that's a half. C to C sharp, that's another half. When you add, you get 1. So we raise this using a sharp. And then from C sharp to D, that's a half. So when you're playing this, there's a specific way you're supposed to play them on the keyboard. Let me show you before we get to the demo part. So you take your finger, your hand, and then you trace it on a piece of paper. I'm just going to trace it on the board. This is my left hand. You got 5 fingers, but there are 8 notes. So this is how you name it. So your thumb is the first finger. Then your index finger is the second finger. The third finger is the middle finger. Then the ring finger is the fourth. And then the pinky is the fifth. So this is the thumb, index, middle finger, the ring finger, and the pinky. So the same case goes to your right hand. So this becomes your first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. Doesn't change. So when you're playing, you just place your first finger on C, and then so the sequence for playing the scale may be C of C, major is C, D, F, G, C. C is 1. You play with your first finger, second and third, and then when you go to F, you start again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it will be 1, 2, 3, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like will be shown here as a demo. Yes, so that's how you play back and forth for any key. So when you're singing them, you don't have to sing them as C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. So you just say as you have heard, it's Do, Re, Mi, Fa. So it will be Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti, Do. Do, Re, Mi. Yes. And now you'll be shown some of the short songs that you can play for the beginner lessons using the C scale. So let's have a recap of what we have had for the lesson. So we have learned how to draw the piano and name it. So I've said between two black notes is C, and then between two black notes it's D, and then after two black notes it's E. Before three black notes it's F, then G, A goes at the middle, and then B after three black notes, and then we can continue with the sequence. And then we have learned that these black notes also have their own names, which are identified either when you're going forward or behind. So if you're moving forward, this will be C sharp, and then if you're going behind from D, it will be D flat. And you have called these notes that have the different names but have the same pitch as enharmonic notes. And you also learned how to extract a major scale. Yes, that's all we have time for today. See you next time. Bye bye.